What you find then is that most of the class follow most of the routines most of the time that you set out.
Yeah, and I think again, you know, obviously, like I do sort of put Dean, Josh, and Sean as a separate thing, but most of the class do actually follow the routines. So yeah, I think that's a fair comment. Yeah, they do follow routines.
Yeah, that's great. Well, let's think about those exceptions then. That time when it does work with them. Tell me what you're doing when it does work with them. Even if it's at the tiniest sort of way possible, when they are best.
When they're best, there's no audience, there's no other children, or if there are children, they're only immediately either side of them and they're engaged in something. And it's very much just me and either Dean, Josh or Sean.
Right.
I think probably actually, yeah, that's the time when it works best. And it's just, and actually it's usually just a very quiet, subtle word, or it can be like a little cue, or it can just be I go and stand by them or something like that.
That's what you're doing?
Yeah.
So you'd just be near them, would you?
Yeah. Yeah, and also probably...
Not necessarily talking?
No. Probably something like, you know, I don't know, well, it's going to sound really funny now, but how you getting on Sunshine, how's it working?
Oh, right,
quite
so
low-key
just
like
some
that.
kind of...
Try to chivvy them on a little bit.
Kind of quite a matey, friendly kind of comment.
Yeah.
Is it possible for you to describe one of them, or to tell me about how you've managed to get Josh to work independently? How do you set it up for the rest of the children?
For the class or for the individual?
How do you explain to the children, all the children, how they're going to work? How they're going to do that task, that independent task? Oh, right, okay. Basically, we have partner voices, or it's silent, or it's, partner discussion, free discussion. That's the 4 sort of volume things, and it corresponds to the sort of lights I've got on the board. So when there's a certain amount of clarity in what your expectations are, and you make it very clear about what the children are going to do, you find that's working. Sometimes. For some of the children, some of the time. So if I said to you, in an ideal world, if you could do one thing to make it better, what would that be? In an ideal world. In an ideal world? In an ideal world. The 3 lads would be in a provision that I think could meet their needs, to be honest. The issue is that they're in your class. True. True, yes. And what I'm having a problem with is that we've explored in quite a lot of detail about the approaches and things that you've put in place, which have a certain amount of success for some of the children some of the time, and it seems quite hard for you to be able to see that. Yeah. That is fair. I think it's about. I actually don't believe I can make a difference. So it's I've got a confusion then, because in the beginning that we were talking about, one of the things that you really hope is that when children leave your class, they go with this thought that everybody is a valid member, everyone has a valuable contribution, which doesn't sit easily with what's going on now. And it seems like your thoughts and beliefs about you accommodating that isn't really getting anywhere, and you're wanting me to be able to tell you how to do it. Yeah, because I think I do want that. I think that is a vision that I want, but I don't think I can get it with these 3, and I don't think I've got necessarily the approaches and strategies to do that. So the reality is we've got these 3 children in your class. Yeah. Okay? So if you could wave a magic wand and a miracle's happened in your class for everybody in your class, including those individual children, and you've woke up this morning, the miracle's happened to everybody. How is that? How does that feel for you? I walk through the door and I see them as they're arriving, they're all coming in calmly. And how are you feeling? How am I feeling? Not nervous about going in, not worrying about what they're going to do. Just, okay, great, it's a day, feeling quite positive about going in actually. What are the children doing?
They'll be coming in quietly, calmly, and Josh, Sean and Dean will be engaging in the activity like on the same level that everybody else is. They won't be trying to cause a fuss, or they'll be going to their drawers and getting their reading books out, and they'll be coming in for Eric time, and they'll be sat down and everyone will be sat there reading.
And what are you doing while everyone's doing that?
What am I doing? Well, actually, I'd like to be pointing out and praising children without having to deal with, and I'm not having to deal with the trauma of getting those three settled, and I can actually just praise those people getting it right.
And what else is going on in the room? What are the other children doing? How are they looking at you, and how are they talking with each other? What else is happening? They're doing not that much differently to what they're already doing. They're coming in, but they're recognising that I'm going to be watching them as much as I'm going to be watching those three. So perhaps they're making it clearer that they're doing the right things. They think they're going to get praised. So how do you think the other children are feeling? That you're noticing them and giving them praise? More noticed. So they're feeling that you're noticing them and giving them praise. Yeah. How do you think Sean is feeling? He's getting his book out and he's getting his reading, and how do you think he's feeling? What's he doing? I'd like to think he was feeling glad to be there. Yeah. So Sean's feeling he wants to be there, and Dean and Josh? And the same for those two, they're pleased to be coming to school. And what are you doing in order to help them feel like that? I'm pointing out all the good things that are happening, how well they're doing, how well they're settling in. So in an ideal world, when we've got the miracle happening, what you're doing is noticing children behaving well, noticing children who are following the routines and the agreements of the class and remembering the rules. And children, they're responding to you. Yeah. And everyone is following your instructions. Is that how it'll be? That's a good picture. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm hoping. So if we think about that, hold that picture and link it back to what you want as an ideal for all of the children, that what they take away is that feeling of the miracle of you being in there and noticing everything they're doing well. Yeah, no, that's true.